Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi and welcome to the Tradie Show. I'm Andy and this is my wife Angela, and today we're going to talk about the 3 things to do to cut costs and reduce your overheads.
Yes, very, very interesting conversation, this one, because we all know that most trade businesses take on, and it's so easy to do this, is take on an extra subscription here or buy a new app there, and it's this consistent thing that actually happens now. You have these additional costs. It could only be $10 or $50 a month, but it all adds up, doesn't it?
It does add up. It just, in business, and we see it constantly, is your overheads are at quite a low level when you start, and they just keep increasing, and then you're like, why am I making no money? I used to make more money than this. Where is it all going?
It's exactly like eating at a buffet. I don't know about you, but how many times have you ever been to a buffet and you've actually just eaten what you would normally have eaten if you were at home? Can you,
Never.
I don't reckon I have ever not overeaten at a buffet.
I think, I'm not really a buffet guy, but when there's good food, they're like, wow, this is amazing. But what happens is by the time you're finished and you're actually walking out, you're holding your stomach and you're like, oh, I feel sick.
Most people I know actually wear stretchy pants when they go to a buffet because they know that they can actually expand.
Undo a few buttons.
Yeah, like a shirt that hangs over the top.
But as we know, in a buffet, you start off with a little bit of food and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And that's exactly like business. It just keeps growing. And you've been taking photos of me again.
And we end up looking like this, don't we? If you keep eating at that buffet and eating all the wrong foods or just consistently taking in too much food, you end up putting on weight. And your business is exactly the same.
Exactly, guys. And it's a common thing out there, and it's something that you need to really look at.
So what we really want to do is ensure that we stay like these guys, is really lean and fit. So in that respect, cutting cost and reducing expenses in your business, we don't want to keep taking on these additional subscriptions or whatever. You actually need to stop and even ask yourself, do we really need this? And it's a question you need to ask every time you do something.
Yeah, you need to be a lean, mean, fighting machine. And the thing that I see constantly is people just keep building these overheads. And it may only be $5 here or $10 there or $20 here, but if you look at it, I explained it the other day. We were and we had a group of tradies in a room, and I was talking to them, and I said, how often do you have, a part or a bit of material that you go, oh, I won't worry about that, or that's a bit scratched, we'll throw that in the bin. Well, that's like pulling, if the material's worth $5 out of your back pocket and throwing in a gutter. Now, how often do we do that?
So often.
And it made the guys go, you're right. A lot of people go, oh, it's just a business expense. It's just a business expense. No, that's money that should be in your back pocket, not a business expense. You should be trying to keep it as lean as possible.
That's right. So to actually do this, you actually need to look at the cost-cutting technique. So let's share this with you now. So there are 3 steps in this that need to be considered. So the first one is to review. So we'll actually take you through these by giving you some examples. But the cost-cutting technique, the first stage is review. The second stage is redefining what's actually happening inside your business, and then applying and achieving results with respect to the changes that you're making within that business, and repeat. So as I said, we'll use some examples for this, but you do need to continue this cycle. So you don't just do this once. You don't just review your business once and then redefine the way things should be and then see these great results and just walk away going, oh, cool, that was awesome. I've got some results now, so that'll be it for, still ever and a day, and it's now 20 years gone. It's something that you need to do consistently.
You do, and we do it every month. So we're looking every month. Now, obviously, when you first do it, there's more chances of cutting a lot more. But, as we said, if you're only cutting $100 or $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year. And it's really changed a lot of tradies' lives in just making sure that you get it right, and this cost-cutting technique will save you a lot of money, and it should be in your pocket, not being absorbed through the business.
Well, exactly that. So these are the results for you as a trade business owner. It's about saving time, saving money, and taking control. because all of the techniques that we're about to share, we're going to share with you 3 major ones with regards to a trade business, but every single one of these has these huge benefits for you as a trade business owner. And I don't know any trade business owner, if we said, what we're going to do is do that, save time, save money, and take control of your business, go, oh, no, I don't want that. Doesn't sound like me at all. Like, everyone's going to stick up their hand and say, give me some of that, thanks.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that this is one thing that I do a lot with tradies, and it's amazing how I can actually go into their business and help them save a dramatic amount of money. And it's not really that hard. It's just about knowing and looking. And when you sit down and you go through some of these things with them, it just changes the way they look at their business. And they go, why am I spending money on that? Who's spending money on this? And it really does add up.
And that's sometimes the problem, right? So as a trade business owner, I know from the tradies that we speak to all the time, they just get so consumed by doing their tasks. So working with customers and going day by day, being that Sparky or being that plumber or being that builder and actually being on the tools, that they forget that there's a whole nother side of their business that actually needs some focus, and finance is obviously one of them.
And you know what? I think, most tradies are really busy, and we don't have a lot of time on when are we going to fit that in and when are we going to do that. But if you're going to save that amount of money, then that should be a priority.
Yes.
That should be more of a priority than doing that half a day of work, because sometimes you actually make more money by just cost cutting than actually getting out on the tools. So you need to make sure you review it within your business, and you need to make sure that you're looking every time of how can you save $1? What are you doing in your day-to-day life that can save you money? And it could only be $5 at a time, but it adds up. And if you have a lot of staff, if it's $5 per staff and you've got 10 staff, that's $50 maybe a day. That's, $50 a day, that's $250 a week. I mean, add that up over the year, and it's a massive saving.
And it's and making sure that your staff actually understand that. So, putting it back to them about how they feel. So, you could use that example about saying, well, if you just went, oh, it's just a fitting that's $5, I don't really care, just throw it away. Say to your staff, well, how would you like it that if every single week I just deducted from you every job you did, so say you do 4 jobs a day, well, I'm just going to give $5, I'm just going to deduct $5 for every job. So I'm going to deduct $20 a day from you, from your wage. How do you feel about that? They're straight away going to go, oh, don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Who here, obviously as business owners, we've done that. When you go to a job site and you go, who's left this behind and who's left that behind? And you start looking at the money, and what Angie's saying is correct, is you talk to the tradie and go, well, you've left your level, you've left this, you've left that of the business. Now, if we lose all of that, that's $100. So,
easily.
Taking that out of their wage, and to make them realise, because a lot of people go, oh, we don't need those extra bricks. We don't need that extra pipe. Oh, I couldn't be bothered getting that. Just throw that in the bin. Or the labourer will pick that up and clean it up later. Well, it's worth money. So anything that's worth money, make sure that you're saving it and you're cutting those costs.
That's right. It's about creating habits now. So with respect to applying this cost-cutting technique with review, redefine and results, it's about creating these habits so that, as Andy said, time just doesn't get away. It's not 10 months down the track and you've never applied this exercise. You do actually need to say to yourself, if nothing else, just do it once a quarter. If nothing else, just make a rule that it's in the plan to actually do this once a quarter. If you can do it once a month, even better. But, create a habit. So that said, let's take them through 3 cost-cutting ideas so that these 3 things you can actually honestly apply to your trade business.
So now we'll really talk about trimming the fat, and the best way I believe to do that is starting with your profit and loss. And I believe everyone should be looking at their profit and loss every month. If you're not looking at your profit and loss every month, you should do so. But what we do is, you need to look at this profit and loss and actually go through month by month. I know Ange mentioned a quarter, and depending on the size of your business and what you do, but month by month, and just look at every line item and question what it is. It's actually fun. I actually enjoy saving money. I mean, if I can put an extra $500 or $1,000 in my back pocket every month, happy days. Why not? Why not do that? Now, I mentioned I've been in quite a few businesses and have done this, and there was one business there that I did this exercise and we saved around about $300,000 in a year. Mm-hmm. And the way that we did that is just by that simple exercise. going through their P&L and breaking it line by line. And we did, I will admit, we added a little bit of technology there, which made it different with a staff member, but made some difference to the staff member, which...
You cut ahead, right?
Yeah, with the technology, we didn't need that extra person in the office, so we cut it. But, you know, this is the thing, businesses, and you know, over the years, we just keep getting more and more overheads until all of a sudden we get, you know, it's got to get to a point where you go, what am I doing? I'm not making as much money as when I was a one-man show, now I've got 5 staff and I was making more money as a one-man show. What is happening? You know what it is? It's overheads.
Yes. So ask yourself, whilst you're going through line by line, do I really need this? So your P&L is obviously quite a top line. When you're looking at expenses, it's quite top line. So all you're going to see is a number. You know, you'll only see, you know, 4,000, blah, blah, blah here, 10,000 there. So if the number looks odd, when you look at it look back the entire last year or compare that current month, for instance, to the previous year's current month and try and understand why there is such a huge variation so that you have an answer, and then dig deep. Like you might even need to actually, instead of just seeing that chunk of, I don't know, like BRiN expenses as an example and go, oh, that number is X.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.